Hi, everyone. Good evening, morning, or whatever time you're listening to this show. And welcome to the Quiver podcast. Tonight, I am joined by Vic and Brian, who parang, I think, are we happy today? I think we're recording on a
Happy ako.
Wednesday. Yeah, we're
Happy.
recording on a Wednesday
Happy
night.
ako,
Yeah,
happy. Happy ako, happy. Happy.
yeah.
Panalo
yeah.
Arsenal, panalo Barcelona, talo Ateneo.
Happy pa rin kami ni Gio eh. Wala kaming midweek.
Uh, so,
Panalo din
we're,
women's basketball kanina. Kaya,
yeah,
kompletos
so
regados.
right, there's a lot of reasons to be happy today, right? And but I think more than everything, it's you know beating Liverpool in Anfield is good, diba?
Oh, syempre,
So
syempre,
I just,
syempre.
I want to say
Maguire yun.
thanks.
Maguire pa yung
I
winner.
want to say thanks.
Brian, what do you want to say?
I want to feel that you are all happy. I want to feel you are all happy.
I want to feel. I don't want to eh.
Okay, all right, and okay, so the second round for the Archers will start this weekend, but round two has started today
Yeah.
with FEU beating Ateneo and UP beating NU. So that shakes up the standings quite a bit. And hopefully that's good for us because that does give us the opportunity to make some inroads this second round, and hopefully like have a better second round, for that matter. Okay, round two is here, and if we think about our last few championships, we're talking about 2004, 2007, 2013, and even the 2023 championship. All of them had great second rounds. Like 7-0 tayo or at least 6-1 in the second round. And if there is really any determining factor on a for a successful season for the Green Archers, it's got to be the second round. All right. So we opened the second round with a game against UST this Saturday, and last time around, UST won by 9 points, with a fourth quarter surge from Caballero, Acoe, and Padrigao. We were in it. I thought we were in it till the very end, and now it's our time to see if we can get back at them. Neck and neck in the standings. USD at 5-2, DLSU at 4-3. A tough start to the second round, Vic. So, what do you think? Is this a must-win for the Archers?
Oo naman. Especially with how the standings are bunched at the end of today's matches, no? So, NU at 6 and 2, tapos Idols UST at 5 and 2, and then UP at 5 and 3, tas tayo na at 4 and 3. So, ayaw natin din na ayaw natin na lalayo tayo, and ayaw natin na rely tayo sa outcome ng games ng ibang teams towards the end of the elimination round na naghahabol tayo ng pwesto for the not pwesto or a slot in the final four. So every game in the second round, actually it's a from where we are right now, lahat na yan para sa akin, it's now a must win situation na for us.
Okay, and ikaw, Brian, how much do you think is the first round loss? How much do you think will the team use this as motivation to get back at UST?
Oh, malaki kasi 'di ba? Um it's one thing to get the win, but you are facing a team that defeated you in the first round, so that means there's that hunger to at least get back at them, but at the same time it's going to be useful because we have this winning streak we haven't had since Sunday, diba? So it's crucial to build on that. And UST, so it's a winnable game. The same way UST will look at Lasal. It's the perfect 50-50 affair for me. Especially the team looks different now. When we faced them, we still had a full roster to call on. Now, of course, we're depleted. Everyone knows that. But at the same time, um, it has changed the dynamics of the team, and we can see more players emerging from their previous roles to their newfound roles. So I think the hunger is not just to get the result. The hunger is also on the players to prove their worth to the team, especially they seem to be playing more for themselves. They're playing for their injured teammates. They're playing for the community who's becoming increasingly united, coming from the circumstances of the previous weeks, diba? So hopefully that they can move positively, and a manifestation of that would be getting a result against UST. Oh, by the way, are coming off a loss. A 59-69 loss to Adamson. So sana magreklamo rin sila. That's a good problem to me kung magrereklamo sila na mag-shoot tayo sa final basket. Parang reklamo nila kay Austin Ronzone, which we have to
Shout out.
shout out.
Shout out. Shout
Yes,
out. Para sa 69.
tama
Sinut
yan.
mo para sa 69. Bayani ka. Bayani ka para sa amin. Kung ibang score yan, boo. Boo yan kung ibang score. Dahil pang
Pero
69, bayani ka.
he understood the assignment, as the Gen Zs would say.
Yes. Yes. Yep.
I want to ask this question to both of you on that matter, though. Um, I I have this theory, and I could be wrong here, guys. Is that whenever there's a new player in the UAAP, there's always that I call it gulat factor. Na parang first time natin siya makita maglaro, and teams have not figured out how to play against this player. And normally this happens in the first round. That's why the gulat players show up in the first round. But come second round, slowly na figure out. Do you think that lately teams have figured out how to stop Akoe of UST? Siguro maybe Vic or Brian. What do you guys think? And I want this to be a broad question also, ha. Like, is it the same for Escobar of Ateneo, Adili of Ateneo? Is it the same? So what do you guys think?
Vic,
Sige, for me, kung hindi mo pa actually from the I think sa caliber ng coaches sa UAEP, dapat more or less dapat yung kalaban mo kilala mo na siya. Kung from the coaches standpoint, kung di mo siya kilala, hindi ka dapat nagko-coach sa UAAP. That's how high of a standard our league is. But then kahit anong ganda ng game plan ng coach, if the players won't help by studying film, kasi ano yan kailangan the players should also study their opponents and not just the coaches. Hindi ka lang, it doesn't end really studying film with the team session. If you really want to go the extra mile, the players should also study on their own. Aralin nila yung tendencies ng kalaban nila, from the preseason up to now, no. So dapat second round mas alam mo na yung tendencies ng kalaban mo, so that kung may makita ka mang bago when you face a second round, at least hindi ka na mag-adjust ka na lang ng konti, not that sobra-sobrang adjust, because it is still the collegiate game pa rin to hindi naman to pro ranks na sobrang taas ng skill level na ng mga players So to answer that question, dapat naman talaga from the coaches, dapat okay na, kilala na nila, but sa players dun tayo magkakatalo, kasi no matter how good a game plan is, if the players won't be able to execute them, walang kwenta yung pinagpaplanuhan ng coaching staff. So it has to be a team effort, maybe.
Okay. So yeah, thanks for that, Vic. I want to move on now to the game a little bit against UST and maybe what happened more during the UST game, right? I thought that we were in it till the very end, and eventually UST's lead ballooned, and then okay, doon ko na natanggap na medyo talo tayo, but that really only happened within the last 4 or 3 minutes in the game. But throughout the game, we were pretty much in the game, right? Now, the thing is, and how I view it is, this was the major weakness of LaSalle in its three games against NU, Ateneo, and against UST. Not really completing the entire, not really playing 40 minutes of basketball. And this is what we were all worried about going into UP, into the game against UP. Ikaw, Brian, you think the team is more ready right now to play against UST? Is it a good time to play UST, or would you have rather played a different team?
It is a good time for me to face UST. UST coming off that loss to Adamson, there were some factors of their game that got exposed. It's up to us to do that as well because I don't know if the viewers and listeners can recall, I even labeled our team as a more expensive or more prestigious Adamson in that sense. So I think we can have that similar approach, similar gritty blueprint that Adamson teams under Coach Nash are known for. But you also have to acknowledge that we are just a bit undersized now. I mean, we still have size, but not too much of it now with Mason being sidelined. And at the same time, we will miss Kian, who actually played well against UST. We must say that. So, and Jacob had a torrid fourth quarter against UST. They knew where he would go. It's like like what Vic was saying. UST did their homework studying Jacob. So I guess it's up to more than just Jacob. I still expect Jacob to get a lot of touches. If he gets denied though, or if he suddenly opts to move more off ball, that's where we'll see the likes of Doy, Dumo, Earl, Abadam, Boris, EJ, JC Makalala space the floor, make the touches, find the handoffs, collaborate with Luis and Mike. Siguro ganun. It's a good time because UST, when we come up on Saturday, they'll be coming off a loss. So yes, medyo gutom sila, but in a sense, there's still that self-doubt that would linger. Like, could they immediately respond to that setback they had? Because they haven't had this period yet. When they lost their last game to NU, they were able to win the succeeding game. So now, if we give them a loss, we'll tie in the standings. Temporarily a three-way tie. Of course, that would be a momentum setter for both teams, and that's what the Archers are aiming for.
All right. So thanks for that, Brian. Like, obviously, one of the most talked about things already is the injuries to our key players. It's been everyone. That's the talking point of all the teams. But here at the Quiver, where we support our Lasallian athletes, we want to focus more on those that are stepping up. I want to do a few shout outs very quickly to the team, right? In the last game, we know Pablo played his best game for the green and white. Sorry, for the men's DLSU team. He still played better games in the juniors for Green Hills. Sana you get that form back. We're rooting for you there. But Goliena on our end has been one of our best shooters. Abadam has obviously stepped into that role, that into that void that Kian left due to his injury. But and Forrest had the put back game winner in the last game. Now, is that enough, or do we want, or who do you want to step up next? Is this a good time for Dungo to show up and hit a couple of threes? Is it a good time for Kines to get some playing time and deputize in the point guard spot? Kayo guys, what else do you want to see in the team to take it to the next level?
Ako na, sige. I'll take that question, G. Siguro next to step up, I think maybe si Bright pa rin talaga. Kasi we
Yes.
need all that help sa bigs eh. Kasi I think if you look at our roster, our strength really lies on the wings. You have yung nga, Doy, EJ, Earl, Voris, JC, who did I miss? May na-miss pa ba ako?
EJ.
Earl. nabanggit ko na. So that's what six players that we can alternate sa wings. We have depth and abundance sa wings. So that's really where strength lies, and kailangan talaga kung ano yung itsura ng offense natin against UP na lahat sila kalat yung scoring. That's what will take us to the championship, yung anim na yan. So that's one factor already. But another thing is, it will be important na may help tayo sa front line given how thin we are in the front line na kailangan mag-step up din si LeBron pagka nandun siya sa loob ng court. He has really to give quality minutes para makaspell ng rest si Pabs and si Mike. So ako yun yung ano ko, it's si LeBron and si Bright kasi we just need all the help that we can get sa front line.
Okay, how about you, Brian? Like, obviously, Vic touched on a little bit on the matchups. How about you? Like, what is the matchup you are most worried about in this USD game?
Well, UST will have a lot of firepower in the guard position. And they have Paranada and Padrigao to call on. The interesting thing for me is that when we faced UST, Padrigao was still at the cold. It was his first game back. We saw more of Paranada in the opening phase of that game. Yes, Fortsky came alive later on, but I couldn't I wouldn't think he would be satisfied with how he performed in that game, so I'm expecting Fortsky to be more at the centerpiece for this game. But that doesn't mean Paranada will be useless. That would allow him to become a spot-up shooter more than anything. Hindi na siya yung mag-facilitate masyado ng offense actively. He can be there to provide that open shooter spot sa arc, which he is known for. At the same time, he can also be that secondary ball handler if Madrigal gets checked. So, yeah, it's an interesting matchup for us defensively. Like, who do we put on certain situations on the both of them? Kasi we cannot afford Jacob Cortez to be um to expend energy defensively. We really want him more involved on offense. So maybe one of the wing guys who can really defend. Um, who knows? Maybe we see Pablo at some point really just hounding because he can do that. But of course, it would depend really on the rotation set. So si Coach Mon dito diba, sa defense. So let's see what he has in store for those fiery UST guards. Vic, you might want to add.
Since na-touch ni Brian si Kyle Paranada, personally mas gusto ko nang hinahanap niya yung tira niya kaysa nakapag-facilitate siya. So I think that will maybe part of our game plan also when we play them on Saturday. Fortsky is really a slick scorer. Crafty scorer. So ako mas si Fortsky naman mas gugustuhin ko na nagpa-facilitate siya than him looking for his own shot kasi he can pull up from the tree. Crafty rin siya once he gets a paint touch, he also knows paano siya didiskarte to get a floater or a layup eh. So yun yung ano nila. So mas ko nang si Fortsky facilitate siya and Kyle just probably looking for his own shot than looking at. Pero ang napapansin ko kay Kyle Paranada, pag nagbo-ball screen siya, ang unang tingin niya lagi sa harap. Yun yung una niyang titignan na pasa. So I would rather look tatag ko na yung roller on that instance and I'll just let Kyle do a pass sa within the perimeter na lang than always getting those inside, especially pag nasa loob si Collins. Ang unang if you look at his passes sa past games, kahit walang kwenta yung pasa niya, ang importante he'll just throw it up. Itataas lang niya yung pasa niya kasi for sure Collins will get that pass. So yun yung ano dyan eh. It's either I'll just let him pass the ball sa perimeter than let Collins get that ball inside the paint.
All right. So thanks for that, Vic. And I think we touched upon also the some of the specific players already. There's one thing that worries me the most about this upcoming game against UST, and it's our ability to defend 3-point shooters. And I worry a lot about that because Fortea had his way against us in the last game. Ateneo was shooting the lights out in threes. Even the UE game, si Lingo
Lingo
Lingo.
Lingo and Abate.
Yeah. Um, and now that we've had relative success with the zone against UP, and the zone obviously forces people to shoot threes. Are you guys at any form worried about conceding too much 3 pointers?
Mm, okay, let me chime in on this. I'm worried about that, but I'm slightly more worried about our ability to hit from threes. Because I remember this second round game against UST last season, where they took us to overtime. The way they got themselves back in that game was their 3-point shooting. But the way we also got ahead by some way from them was because of our 3-point shooting. Meaning, if our 3-point shooting is efficient at any given night, chances are we win games. And right now we are getting wins without being truly effective from threes. I know one big play from that UP win was Earl's three, and maybe we can get timely threes every now and then. Mason's three against Adamson was also one. But I think more consistency, perhaps, that's what we would want and need. Not just a want now, but also a necessity. Because with the way the game's been played right now, it's a powerful tool, and we expect a lot of teams to have that. Even FEU, when they cut that double-digit lead down to two, that last shot there before Joric Bautista missed his layup was a three-pointer. Kaya siguro si Jacob sabi, ayoko na mag-press ka, mag-layup ka na lang. Somehow we bubbled that. So I think we have to really improve for our mark from three. Because last season, we were among the best. Right now, if the stats are right, we look the worst. So yeah, Vic, anything to add there?
Sa akin, mas interesting sa akin kasi na if we'll play the same way we played against UP, it will be interesting really how are we able to contain Collins for kasi pag slow pace game, chances are mas nakakatagal si Collins sa loob as compared nung previous match natin against UST na halos takbuhan natin sila and the game slowed down actually in the fourth quarter. So yun yung questions ko ngayon na are we going with the same pace? Although maganda siya panoorin, it's nice to look at, but then we have to take into consideration that yun yung pa to gustong pace ni Colin Sokowe. Yung slow down, grit and grind na pace. Mas okay sa kanya yan eh. So yun yung sa akin. That's where I'm interested at na are we gonna baka mag-press tayo then mag-zone pagdating whether man or zone press and then we go zone again pagdating ng half court once naka-settle si UST kasi I think malaking factor pa rin if we try to run and let Collins get tired so that he'll get subbed out and medyo may change na pagdating sa height nila.
Yeah, so may question ako following that up, and maybe Gio's turn now to get his thoughts out. Last game, as much as Collins eventually found his rhythm nga nung bumagal yung game, I think while mabilis yung game, it really suited Nick Cabanero. He really got going there, made it very difficult for us,
Yeah.
especially when he's driving inside and either kicking it out or really powering his way through and yung mga putbacks niya. So he really took over. Ayaw na niya matalo ulit sa Lasal. Parang ganun yung mindset niya. So I'm wondering, Gio, if there is one guy you would rather have get more touches, would it be Akowe or Cabanero? And why?
100% for me, it would be Cabanero. because with Akoe, I worry, I worry a lot na it's a big guy kasi, and we we don't have that much big guys right now. It's just a fact of life for the Green Archers right now, and that's something we have to deal with. Now with Campañero, you know what he's gonna do. He's gonna drive, and if he can't drive, he's gonna try and pull up, and at least more or less like that. I think that's a little bit, just a little bit more defendable than Akoe. Dude, Akoe is so big, man. Like, unless Bright can really come in and make a difference, it's gonna be tough. So I kind of just hope that if alam mo yun, yung style natin dati, let one player score 40 points, whatever, game of his life, but we still win. Something like that.
Yeah, parang Momoway, no? Or,
Oh,
sino to?
Yeah.
Si
Mm.
Pasol.
Oh, yeah.
Si
oh,
Si
Alvin.
Alvin. Yeah.
oh. Or si
Ikaw,
Pasaol
Vic,
nga, di
baka
ba?
it's either you second Geos or you want to offer a counter argument. Ikaw, what do you think of that
I think
question?
kasi kung kung ang gagawin natin yung naiisip ko na we try to put pressure pa rin from the backcourt pero pagdating sa half court we go zone. I think yun na yun eh. You have to I think that's the semi solution to prevent everybody kasi ang naging problem din natin against UST una-una hindi tayo nag-zone doon eh. We were doon well actually yung mga talo naman natin ang pinaka well even the three wins prior to the UP game ang dali nating iwan eh. Ang dali natin ni breakdown and we weren't able to scramble well. Nagkakaroon tayo ng problems getting matchups. Anong gagawin natin pag nag-scramble and nag-iba na yung matchups natin? What are we going to do about that? So yun yung naging that's what kept UST from scoring din ng first round eh. So if we go zone again sa half court on Saturday, I think that answers all na hindi ka na basta-basta may iwan, wala nang breakdown ng defense, tapat-tapat. For as long as you are, I think yan din yung isang reason bakit yung dalawang tira ni Fortea na we don't close out long rather, nakakatira pa din siya eh. So parang I think our yung defensive principle na lang natin doon is try to cover the face or try to block the vision na lang than sticking it close tapos blow by tapos scramble na naman sa matchup especially pagka naka-zone ka kasi once may breakdown na once na attack yung gap mo hindi ka nakapag-rotate agad there's so much area to cover mas madaling ang daming easy passes niyan eh if you make the right reads. So, tingin ko yun din yung naging natin against Fortea nung Sunday. So, I think more or less yun din yung mangyayari on Saturday na we will gamble na tapat-tapat lang tayo sa mga tao. Walang breakdown. At least we can still contest on the shooters. Walang scrambling na mangyayari and we will prevent those easy passes going to Collins inside the paint.
Okay. So thanks for that, Vic. And yeah, it's gonna be a good game against UST this coming Saturday. Um, Last question. And siguro Brian and Vic, isingit nyo na rin dito. Do you think it's gonna be another run and gun game? Are we going to slow it down like what we did against UP? And who do you think is gonna be the player of the game? Wag na final score. Siguro high scoring, low scoring lang, and player of the game.
Sige, mauna na ako, then sunod si Vic. Tingin ko, we'll see how effective what we did to UP would be against USD. So initially, I think that's the game plan. But it's not going to be that full on slow, deliberate game. I think when there are opportunities to run, you would run. And that's where it can get fluctuating if tingnan mo yung complexion ng game. But if it's going to be half court, we do that first. And then we try to look for that moment where it's optimal depende sa rotations on the court. Where if we can sense blood and we can exploit UST to really speed up the game, I think that's where it can happen. Of course, it will also depend on how each team would manage foul trouble if it comes.
Yeah.
Especially with inconsistent officiating, ang hirap.
Yeah.
May mga
Totoo.
situations talaga na malalagay ka sa alanganin. So, I think both tacticians, si Coach Topex, and si Coach Pedro pala, would master that.
Huwag tayo
Um,
magbiruan. Si Coach Juno naman talaga
Yeah,
coach
so
dyan. Sige.
let's see. I like our chances more if it's a low-scoring game. But the beauty of the previous week is that we've proven we can win both a high-scoring slugfest and a low-scoring one. So,
Yeah.
I think that's where nandito na nasusukat yung heart ng team kasi they are showing their flexibility, adaptability in certain situations na tipong, okay, high scoring, kaya namin. Low scoring, kaya namin. Ang importante is we finish more points than the opponent. So I guess that's
Yeah.
where the
Yun yung
team is
important.
right now and let's see. But if I'm gonna offer a prediction, since sinabi ko sa last episode with Kiko na UP yung mananalo, I will say, gagayan ko na si Gio. I think UST will win. Even if my prediction said 1-1. So, let's see. If hindi agad gumana, babalik ulit ako sa normal programming. How about you, Vic?
Sa akin, mas okay yung low scoring affair. Kasi parang feeling ko mas meron tayong, if it's a low scoring affair, I feel like we have more control of the game rather than we go into a track meet, considering that we have two less bodies to use in this game. Not unless if they are indeed, if we're getting stops and we have clear cut scoring opportunities, bakit hindi, di ba? I think one of the questions din kay UST yung bench depth din nila. So I think we can probably test it as well if there's a chance to attack sa break, why not, 'di ba? Test din natin yung kasi nga binanggit ko kayo na wings yung strength natin eh. And we can probably test yung mga players din ni UST pero yun, I like our pace last Sunday. Pero yun nga, ang tanong ko lang doon is, will it be... I'd still want to see us put pressure sa UST sa backcourt and see how it will change things. Pero yun, sana we get a win by a low scoring affair kasi medyo hindi ko alam if it will really suit us right now if the score gets high.
And
All
Gio?
right. Yes. Go, Ryan.
Ikaw, your
Ako?
your piece. Like,
Okay, so,
you answer your
alright.
own question there.
Okay, to answer my own question, I think it's gonna be a high-scoring game. I think we're gonna lose. Okay, we're done.
Boom. Ay, teka muna. Best player pala. Na part ng question ni Gio kanina. Interesting. Maganda yan eh. Best player. Tingin ko it's time for Doy to have a breakout game against his former team. Kasi si Luis nakapagpakita na against his former team eh. So, baka ito yung time ni Doy naman na makapagpakita
Naka-birthday
rin
lang din niya.
Yes, for
Last
Miss
week.
high school squad, no. So tignan natin. So yun, I'm predicting for a breakout game from Doy Dumo.
Ako, dahil pinredy ko UST mananalo, sabihin ko na lang, best player nun ay referees.
Eko Laure.
Referees. Baka, pag pinasok si Eko Laure, yun. Maybe yun na yung sign na talo tayo.
Meron tayong problema niyan. Pag nag-best player eh. Yari tayo dyan.
Ako, I think the player of the game will be Gian Gomez.
Yun. Ay,
You saw the video of him hitting those-
may video siya tumitira sa half court.
Kaya nga eh.
Tumitira sa half court eh.
That's why. I think he's gonna hit the lights out from half court.
Grabe, no?
Steph Curry pala eh, no? Steph Curry.
Parang maliit ako, di ako makakasaksak, titira na ako galing dito. para di na ako mapapalpal, titira na ako galing dito.
Oh,
Speaking
or
of which, isingit ko na rin. Hindi, sige, may shoutout naman tayo mamaya. So, na lang mamaya.
Singit mo na. Let's
Pwede
do
na.
it.
Yun, i-shoutout ko lang. Javi Hugo, buzzer beater kanina for LSGH. Beating Baste. Ganda nung floater niya kanina for the win. Yun. Tsaka best player si Kalooy. Best player. Abangan yan. Sobrang okay na player yan. Pag-angat sa college.
Ikaw, Brian, anyone you wanna shout out to?
Ronzoni pa rin. Ronzoni.
Oo. Ano yan?
Ronzoni!
Abangan mo na yung care package mo from Willie. Yan.
May care pa. Austin. Si Austin ba? O yung isa?
Austin. Alam ko si Austin, hindi si Chad.
May care package ka galing kay Willie Wilwaiko. Are, care package.
Wala naman. I think that's all for me. Siguro, just shout out to everyone in the comments. Marami ng positive ulit ngayon kasi nananalo na ulit. So let's see. May it continue. And yeah, we appreciate everyone messaging either on YouTube or Facebook. Yeah, so just keep them coming. Parang kung naghanap kayo ng kausap, kagaya ni Skipper, Kuna.
Oo.
Gamitin nyo lang yung channel namin. Para kaming AI, pero hindi kami AI.
Tao, makakasiguro kayo tao yung sumasagot sa inyo dun.
Yeah, definitely. Ikaw, Gio, may shoutouts ka ba?
Yeah. I want to shout out to Harry Maguire.
Yes.
For winning that winning goal in Anfield. But I also want to give a shout out to our friends from Ibarra.
Yes.
So our friends from Ibarra are the official timepiece of this episode. So check out their elegant and proudly Filipino-made collection at Ibarra Manila on socials. Watches built with precision, tradition, and timeless Lasallian class. The best part, every purchase goes straight to the DLSA Athletic Scholarship Fund to help future green archers chase their dreams both on and off the court. So if you want to wear a piece of heritage and help build the next generation of Lasallian athletes, make sure to check out Ibarra watches. I am very, 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 very proud to say that I bought the first ever Ibarra watch in the country. As in, kakalabas lang ni Nico ng link, in 1 minute, I bought it immediately and I sent it over to him. Because he showed me a prototype of that watch maybe a year before it went out. And nakataon lang, I just randomly saw him in Shangri-La, in Starbucks sa taas doon. And then sabi ko, oh, Nico, kamusta? And he goes, oh, pare, I'm making watches eh. And that was the first time I ever saw an Ibarra watch. And I'm telling you, it's really impressive. And I think it's worth the investment. And with all of that, man, solid yun. And I'm very proud that I am order number 1 on Ibarra. So I think Brian wants to say something.
Yeah, I think it's as impressive as that March Pinoy Liga game where a certain TJ Adams talked to our players on the bench.
Yon, TJ.
Naalala ko lang. Kami ni Vic yung nag-usap nun sa episode. He was getting accustomed to that green and white. So, I guess welcome to him. Apparently.
Welcome TJ. Tsaka kay Mo Mandir who played si Mo nakalaban naman natin sa Asia Basket playing for St. Pierre. So we hope na kayo ang sagot sa matagal ng tanong bakit wala tayong quality FSA. So sana kayo ang sagot. May pressure but seriously I hope you guys embrace the pressure playing for Lasal because we are really proud
embrace
of
the
our team.
Sure.
Pressure, yeah. Embrace the pressure. So, yan. So, it won't be easy, but it's worth it. Yun lang. Yun yung masasabi namin. So, we hope you embrace being a Lasallian and playing for the green and white starting next season.
All right. Okay, so that wraps up our episode for today. We'll be back after the game on UST Saturday. We'll probably do a quick recap in the venue.
Wow, meron ulit. Ayaw kasi MOA.
why not?
May
Oo,
concourse.
pare,
May
layo.
concourse.
may concourse yan.
Tuturo ko na naman yung
Oo.
mga kumakain sa IKEA. Kasi second
So,
game ulit eh. Mga naghahapunan na. Mga naghahapunan. Mga naghahapunan
Mali mo, may mga fans na gusto sumama, diba? Kaya,
Pwede.
sa lower box,
Yeah.
Pwede.
mag-ikot na lang kayo.
Okay.
Pwede.
That's a good idea, actually. Sige, maybe, okay, after the game, find one of us and we'll try to bring you onto the show.
Yeah,
How does
pwede.
that sound?
Pwede nyo sabihin kung ano yung gusto nyo sabihin. Basta kayo, safe for work.
Oo, safe for work dapat. Safe sa HR namin. Kasi we already have enough people getting in trouble.
We will warn you pag nag-ala Chris Gabina kayo. Pag binigyan namin kayo ng opportunity, puro fuck yung maririnig namin sa inyo. Wala. Di namin i-air yan. Makakaasa kayo, di namin i-air yan. So,
Yeah,
yun na.
so-
Yun yung piece of advice natin. Oo.
Yeah, so why don't we do that? Find us after the next game, and let's see how we can, how we can bring you guys up and join us in our quick reaction video. You might have a better chance of finding Brian or Vic.
Hindi, wala ako eh.
Wala
ka.
Si
Yes.
Brian sa
Yeah.
Sabado.
So,
Wala
si
sa
Vic tsaka si
wala
Willie.
sa...
So,
Yeah,
yes.
oo.
You'll have a better chance of finding Vic and Willie, and hopefully, yun, we'll see what we can do.
Pag nasa
Okay.
Patreon kayo, mas madali nyo mahanap si Gio.
Oo. Hindi, pero nagpipicture pa ako nun eh. So, we gotta manage that. We gotta manage that, diba? After the game, I might be running around taking pictures eh. So, let's see. All right. So, thank you for watching The Quiver. Please don't forget to follow us on socials. And as we always say, animo,
Lasal!
lasal. All right. So, thank you for listening and have a good day, everyone.